About a month ago, I did a video on J.K. Rowling's anti-trans legal fund. I will try and find a way to link it here somewhere. If not, it will be linked down below, and you should go look at that one just to get an idea of what this legal fund is, because it is relevant to today's topic. A brief explanation, however, is that basically it is a legal fund that J.K. Rowling is putting her money into to support lawsuits and other such legal action that basically strips away trans rights or stands in the way of trans people getting rights. They don't outright frame it as that on their website, but if you know J.K. Rowling and if you can read between the lines a little bit here, you'll quickly figure out what they mean when they say they are trying to protect women's rights. Today, I wanted to take a look at an article from NBC News, and specifically the replies on Twitter to this article. So first, the story itself. San Francisco Bookstore stops selling J.K. Rowling titles due to Harry Potter authors' anti-trans views. This is about a bookstore in San Francisco called Booksmith, which opened in 1976. They announced that they would no longer be selling J.K. Rowling's books. Specifically for them, the final straw came when J.K. Rowling announced on Twitter that she would be using her personal wealth to fund the J.K. Rowling Women's Fund. And because the J.K. Rowling Women's Fund is simply an anti-trans legal fund, they did not want to be a part of that. They made a statement on Instagram where they said, "With this announcement, we've decided to stop carrying her books. We don't know exactly what her new women's fund will entail, but we know that we aren't going to be part of it. As a group of queer book lovers, we also had our adolescence shaped by wizards and elves. Look at us, it's obvious. If you or someone you love wants to dive into the world of Harry Potter, we suggest doing so by buying used copies of these books." They responded to someone who accused them of doing this along political lines, and they said this: "There are plenty of books we carry that we don't agree with, but in this case, it's not politics at all. When the author of a book states that all sales of those books will contribute to an anti-trans fund, the only way we can choose not to participate is by not selling the books any longer. It's no different than when we encourage you to buy your books in indies rather than purchase them on Amazon. It stands in direct opposition to everything we believe in and that we have tried to uphold in our nearly 50 years of selling books. If you want to read the Harry Potter books, we implore you to buy them used locally, where the money stays in the community you love." I'd say there's nothing too offensive here. This is pretty cut and dry, and they were very respectful. They've been very respectful. They've been very understanding of people who still want to read the books. They've even provided alternatives, and they've given people ways to acquire the books and read the books should they still wish to, without contributing to J.K. Rowling and her anti-trans legal fund. That, of course, does not matter to conservatives, who will see something like this and immediately see red. Specifically, this was posted on Twitter, and underneath it, you get a lot of replies accusing the left of book banning. And there are a couple specific replies in here that I think are really interesting. For starters, you have this person: "I thought it was Republicans who were into banning books. If that isn't hate, I don't know what else to call it when a business refuses to sell books. It's their right not to sell. Given the partisan, contrarian culture, it's likely to make the books even more popular though, like it or not. I don't think this is going to make Harry Potter books more popular, but you know, that's just me." Someone replied to that comment saying, "This guy gets it. It's their right to sell, just like it's a school or city's right not to have a certain book in the library." And then this person replied, "Except they don't have that right. If a bakery can be forced to bake a cake, then this store must also sell books." First of all, this is just not a very good comparison. But why is this person making this comparison? This person is specifically referencing a court case, that being Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission. Without getting too much into it, because this is a fairly complicated case and the ruling is still a little not clear, ultimately, the baker was never forced to make the cake. The court explained that while gay persons and same-sex couples are afforded civil rights protections under the laws and the Constitution, religious and philosophical objections to same-sex marriage are protected views and can also be protected forms of expression. The majority acknowledged that from Philip's perspective, creating cakes was a form of artistic expression and a component of his sincere religious beliefs. And even through further litigation, he was never forced to make the cake. That is the important part here. Now, what did this person have to say when someone pointed out that technically the baker won in that case and did not have to make the cake? Well, they said this. Did they, though? After being mercilessly attacked by Democrats and spending tens of thousands of dollars defending themselves, did they really win? Often the process is the punishment. This person again rightly responds that in a 7-2 decision that established precedent that Christian businesses still cite today when they want to discriminate against gay people, yes, they won. And that is ultimately what is happening here. This bookstore, which has limited space and can only carry a finite amount of books, has decided that it will not carry a specific book series, or books by a specific author in general. I am sure that this is not the first time they have made a decision like this, as they are people who have to make decisions all the time on what books to carry and what books not to carry. To stand here and be like, this is book banning, this is ridiculous, blah blah blah. Is it book banning when I go to Schuler's and I can't find a book I'm looking for just because they don't have it in stock? Is that book banning? Because that's happened before. I've gone to a bookstore looking to see if they have, a copy of Our Town or something, and they didn't. Is that book banning because they don't carry Our Town? No. It just means they don't carry that book. They have a finite amount of knowing for the books that they can carry, and they have decided that that is one of the ones they don't wish to carry, and that is not book banning. That is a business decision, and one that they make every single day. But I didn't want to do this video just to talk about the replies to this and to talk about people accusing the left in general of book banning. I wanted to do this because I also didn't get a chance to talk about a recent tweet of J.K. Rowling's, and I wanted to talk about it. About a week ago now, J.K. Rowling made this post. Someone asked her, how are you planning to police public toilets? She said, quite easily, really. Decent men will stay out, as they always have, so we can assume all who don't are a threat. Given their disregard for women's and girls' safety, privacy, and dignity, photographing, reporting, and disseminating such men's images online will be a piece of cake. J.K. Rowling is actively encouraging people, her audience, to photograph people they think are trans when they come into a restroom and to put them online and shame them. Once again, J.K. Rowling is encouraging her audience to photograph people they think, emphasis on think, are trans in order to shame them online. That is dangerous for many different reasons. Transphobes have this idea that they will always be able to tell when someone is trans. And we know from experience that that is not the case. But they keep holding on to this idea because it is the only thing that makes this whole thing work, right? It's insane because we know they can't always tell. So J.K. Rowling, knowing that it's not always possible to tell, is saying that people should photograph women that they think are trans and shame them. And I'm telling you right now, this is something that will mostly hurt women of color and women who are not considered within the quintessential idea of what a woman is, which is a conventionally attractive white woman. That is their idea of what a woman should look like, and obviously not all women look like that. For a lot of these people, ultimately, it will come down to vibes and whatever the fuck they're feeling that day, and their own bigotry, because they will see women of color who don't fit into their idea of what a woman should look like, and they will accuse them of being trans, and they will be wrong. And it pisses me off that J.K. Rowling likes to sit up here and act like she cares about women, she cares about protecting women, she cares about women's rights, and yet she is so willing to throw so many women under the bus just to attack trans women who don't deserve any of the vitriol coming their way to begin with. She is willing to discard so many different women, saying fuck them, I don't care, because she cannot fathom that she is fucking insane and delusional and obsessed with trans women. And then the person replied that she was replying to said, thank you for attempting to explain. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is your idea to encourage women to take photos of anyone they think looks like a man and spread those photos on the internet accusing the person in the photo of being a pervert? Yes, that is exactly what she is saying. That is exactly what she is encouraging. Of course, Psalms 73 responded saying, you can easily tell the difference between a man and a woman simply by looking. He may wear a dress, have long hair and makeup, but he always looks very much male. Put Hunter Schafer in a lineup with 99 other fucking women, and I'm willing to bet you that 100 transphobes will not be able to pick out that Hunter Schafer is the trans woman if they do not already know that Hunter Schafer is trans. Ultimately, it is a ridiculous thing and stupid thing and a disgusting fucking thing to encourage people to do, and J.K. Rowling is awful. And then you look at some of these other fucking responses to this. Nobody needs to. They out themselves with their inane compulsion to take selfies in a woman's bathroom like it's a novelty. The way normal people take pics with landmarks or views, real women just use the bathroom and leave. It's not a novelty for us. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Women don't take pictures in the fucking bathroom? Have you ever met a teenage girl? Like, are you gonna go fucking transvestigate teenage girls now? Is that what you're gonna fucking do? Well, yes, that is exactly what they plan to do. But just, it's insane. This person literally just said that if they take selfies in the women's bathroom, something many women do, because, you know, there's a mirror there, and you can take a picture. This is the last interaction I'll look at before we end the video, but you have this person. Aw, you still think we can't tell, bless. You estimate the number of false positives to be 0? Yes, males do not look like females. As far as females, they aren't concerned. Plus, all they have to do is speak to make it beyond obvious. You don't know what a false positive is, but these people do. And then this person responded with, which is worse, being embarrassed or being sexually assaulted. You are assuming that all fucking trans people are going to sexually assault you if they come into the bathroom. That is not a fucking thing. That is a fucking made up lie, and you are fucking full of shit. I will read this one last comment here because I think this is very interesting. For once, I agree with you. I'm asexual and tolerated her rudeness towards me. But this is where I have to draw the line. I fully understand her fear. Predatory men will pretend to be women to prey on women, but her idea will just hurt women who don't look stereotypically feminine. This person is correct. If you will recall, I also did a video going over J.K. Rowling's anti-asexual tweet that she made, and the fact that this person was able to tolerate that rudeness towards them is crazy. I wish this person well. I hope that they can go further in their journey of unlearning this bullshit. That is basically all I had for you today. I'm going to wrap it up here. J.K. Rowling is not only a transphobic piece of shit, but a racist one, okay? This is just another level of that. She does not view minorities and women who are minorities as full women, and she does not care enough about them to realize that she is putting them in danger with this post. So fuck her. Fuck her ideas, fuck everything she fucking stands for, and I hope that she just gets help and gets over herself, because I'm really tired of seeing this fucking bullshit, and this is a direct call to fucking action for her audience, her rabid transphobic audience, to go after trans people. And it's not okay, it should not be allowed, and it should be pushed back against in every way, shape, or form. That's it, that's all I'm gonna say, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you liked this video, give it a like for me. Subscribe, because I do videos on all sorts of things. I will have some gaming stuff coming up, some more fun stuff. But let me know down below what you think. Do you think J.K. Rowling is ever going to change? Because I don't at this point. I think she's ridiculous and fucked up. So that's that. I just hit 50 subscribers. It's pretty exciting. Small milestone, obviously, but love to see it. And I'm having fun here. I like making these videos, and I hope you're enjoying them. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.